Legal notice. This book is copyright 2012. All rights reserved. Unauthorized reproduction is strictly prohibited. The information contained in this publication is for general information purposes only. While we endeavor to keep the information up to date and correct, we make no representations or warranties of any kind, express or implied, about the completeness, accuracy, reliability, suitability, or availability with respect to the publication or the information, products, services, or related graphics contained in this publication for any purpose. Any reliance you, the reader, place on such information is therefore strictly at your own risk. In no event will we be liable for any loss or damage, including but not limited to indirect or consequential loss or damage, or any loss or damage whatsoever arising from loss of data or profits stemming from or in connection with the use of this publication. We cannot guarantee results, as results will differ from person to person and will depend on the effort taken. You are taking the decision to try this method, and there are no guarantees to your success. No part of this ebook may be reproduced, copied or transmitted by any means, electronic or hard copy, including photocopying and recording, without expressly written and signed permission from the author. Violations of this copyright will be enforced to the fullest extent of the law. Contents. Introduction 3. Success tip number 1, 8. Success tip number 2, 10. Success tip number 3, 11. Success tip number 4, 12. Success tip number 5, 13. Success tip number 6, 14. Success tip number 7, 15. Success tip number 8, 16. Success tip number 9, 17. Success tip number 10, 18. Success tip number 11, 19. Success tip number 12, 20. Success tip number 13, 21. Success tip number 14, 22. Success tip number 15, 23. Success tip number 16, 24. Success tip number 17, 25. Success tip number 18, 26. Success tip number 19, 27. Success tip number 20, 28. Conclusion 29. Introduction. It is a widely recognized and acknowledged fact that the population of most developed Western countries is getting fatter, and we are not talking about a gradual increase here. The number of people who are seriously overweight or clinically obese is exploding all over the Western world. Just as an example, the statistics page of the Weight Control Information Network quotes data from the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey, NHANES, which indicates that by the end of 2004, around 2/3 of adults in the USA were officially overweight, and nearly 1/3 were clinically obese. The situation has already deteriorated significantly since then, so we really do have a global crisis on our hands. This explosion is placing a very heavy additional burden on the already overworked and under-resourced health services in a number of countries. At the same time, statistics over the past few years would strongly suggest that the trend for citizens of most developed countries to get fatter by the day is not likely to be reversed anytime soon without dramatic action. Consequently, the strain on health services across the world is also going to increase, which in turn means that the inevitable breaking point is likely to be reached soon. This means that if you are seriously overweight or obese, grabbing your copy of 20 Secrets to Dieting Success is important, because this represents a significant step forward in a couple of very important ways. Firstly, it indicates that you or somebody that is close to you, perhaps a family member or other loved one, has a weight problem. Furthermore, if the individual with the problem is you rather than someone else, this also indicates that you have acknowledged your problem, which is often the first and hardest step. Secondly, the fact that you are reading this now indicates that you have decided to do something about your weight problem, and that decision represents a very significant shift in your way of thinking and attitude to the shape that you are in. I don't know many overweight or obese people who are happy with their physical condition, but I do know plenty of people who are seemingly content to put off their decision to start losing weight to another day. Unfortunately for people like this, another day never comes, either because they simply choose to ignore their problem or because their weight problem is a primary factor that helps to kill them off early. I make no apology for putting it in such blunt, stark terms, because as suggested, people who are significantly overweight or obese represent an increasingly troublesome burden on global society. The day when health services collapse under the weight of treating people whose problems are generally a result of their own self-indulgence and inability or unwillingness to curb their bad habits is not far away if we don't start reversing the trend towards obesity very soon. I know that there are hospitals in the UK, which has a national health service that is supposed to offer treatment to all, remember, that are already refusing to provide treatment to people who are seriously overweight or obese. I am certain that this is a trend that is likely to become far more common in the years to come, and not only in the UK. Perhaps you live in a place where you pay for medical attention and treatment, so you might say that this will never happen to you as long as you are willing to pay for your treatment. Fine, but what happens when your bill doubles or triples because you are seriously overweight or obese? It's going to happen because the risks involved in undergoing serious medical treatment are significantly higher for overweight or obese people, and you can be sure that if they are not already doing so, the medical authorities will start factoring this into the amount that they charge. You are reading this, so I take that as a sign that you do not want to be overweight or obese forever. Dieting is not easy. If it were, we would probably all be thin. Since we are not, here are the keys that successful people use to lose weight so that others can benefit, too. So let's get right into the 20 secrets to dieting success. Success tip no. 1. Drink 6 to 10 glasses of water each day. Okay, right off the bat, for many people this is a big problem. Water doesn't taste all that great generally because water doesn't really taste like anything. Drinking a cup of water 6 to 10 times each day gets easier the more you actually do it. It is simply a matter of conditioning your taste buds and yourself so that it becomes easier to do. Once you start this habit, you will begin to crave water. To start with, first thing in the morning before you eat, you should drink a glass of water. This will get the metabolism jump started. This is probably the easiest glass you will drink all day, and it will help you remember to drink water all day long. Better yet, why not drink 2 glasses? So why do experts suggest that we drink lots of water, and why is it considered so essential to a healthy life? Well, first off, it helps to avoid dehydration, and it keeps the kidneys functioning well by assisting in the elimination of waste products, plus it helps to increase your metabolism, which helps you to lose weight. But aside from listening to what experts tell you, you should make it a priority to listen to your body first and foremost. When you are thirsty, then naturally you will drink water to replenish yourself. Depending on the kind of work that you do, you should try to get into the habit of drinking water regularly, or even better, keeping a water bottle handy, especially on really hot days since the heat causes you to sweat and your body loses water and thus you will need to replenish yourself. This is why water is so important in our lives, and success tip number 1. Not only is it 0 calories, it is basically the best source for quenching your thirst and the healthiest. You may consider adding water to all of your meals over time and doing away with fruit drinks and sodas ultimately, as it will help reduce your caloric intake, and you'll also feel much better without the added sugar that comes with the other drinks. Success tip no. 2. Must eat breakfast. Do not skip breakfast, for breakfast is the cornerstone to any success in eating nutritiously. It is the foundation for a successful diet. If you need to go to bed a little earlier so that you can get up 20 minutes earlier each morning, do it. Breakfast is so important to your good health and to weight control. According to Dr. Barbara Rolls, a professor of nutrition at Penn State University, your metabolism slows while you sleep, and it doesn't rev back up until you eat again. Eating breakfast is not only good for overall weight loss, it will help you stay on track with your diet the rest of the day. You are more likely to binge on something sweet and in the bread group if you skip breakfast. A top tip for making sure you never skip breakfast is to always keep a couple of hard-boiled eggs in the fridge or some high-fiber, low-starch fruit around as a substitute. If you plan to eat fruit at all during the day, breakfast is the perfect time to do it. Success tip no. 3. Eat a minimum of 3 meals and 2 snacks each day. This can be one of the most difficult adjustments to make. After all, you are busy. You already have a full plate. When do you have time to worry about filling your plate with more frequent meals? But this one of the top secrets to dieting success. The reality is, eating smaller portioned meals and more frequently throughout the day is another cornerstone of a successful diet. Just like eating breakfast will increase your metabolism, so will eating more often. This will also help you curb your bad carbohydrate intake by making sure that your snacks are planned and occur regularly throughout the day. Really, it will just take a minimal investment of planning time at the grocery store and at home each morning before you head out for the day to make some healthy food choices and prepare a few healthy snacks and meals. For suggestions, just see the handy list of snacks and appetizers listed later. Success tip no. 4. Avoid white types of foods. This is one easy way to remember what not to eat. If it is made from sugar, flour, potatoes, rice, or corn, just say no. Remembering this rule of thumb will make it easier to recognize those rice cakes as an unhealthy high-carb snack. Basically, all white types of carbohydrates are refined and therefore when in your digestive system get converted to sugar/energy, which if not used gets converted to body fat. Always look for colorful fruits and veggies to substitute for the white ones. Buy broccoli, lettuce, bell peppers, green beans and peas, brown rice in moderation, leafy greens like kale and spinach, apples, melons, oranges, and grapes. These foods are not only colorful, they are also high in fiber, nutrients, and important antioxidants. Eating colorful fruits and vegetables will give your diet variety as well as give you added health benefits. Success tip no. 5. Must eat your veggies. It is so easy to use a low-carb diet as an excuse for poor nutrition. Resist this temptation. If the only vegetable you have eaten in the last 5 years has been the potato, now is a perfect time to begin experimenting with other vegetables. This is important for your overall health and to avoid some nasty side effects of not getting enough fiber in your diet. If you do a thorough search of vegetables, it's guaranteed that you will find vegetables that you enjoy eating. Experiment with grilling veggies and cooking with real butter to add flavor. You can also search for new recipes on the internet or in cookbooks. Remember, if you are only eating 40 grams of carb a day or less, 2 cups of plain salad greens contain only about 5 grams of carbohydrate. You have no excuse not to eat your veggies. Success tip no. 6. Prepare your own food wherever possible. While more and more restaurants these days are offering low-carb, friendly menu items, many of them are still not ideal low-carb fare. There are many recipes for quick and easy meals that you can prepare yourself at home. Try to do this as often as possible and turn it into a habit. If you cook your own foods, you know exactly what content you are adding in, and you will be able to keep a watchful eye over hidden sugar and otherwise processed foods. Another benefit is the cost savings over the long run. Even if you must go to the grocery store more often, you will save a significant amount per meal as opposed to eating at restaurants and fast food establishments. It will also be easier to maintain your diet with your own favorite fresh food selections on hand. Success tip no. 7. Invest in a good set of food storage containers. Having food storage containers of various sizes on hand will make it so much easier for you to plan your meals and snacks. When you buy nuts, fruits, and vegetables in bulk, you can simply prepare, separate, and store them for easy use later. For instance, you can pre-slice your apples and snack on them over several days. Simply cut them, rinse them in pineapple or lemon juice, and store. This will make a quick and easy snack for later. Fix your lunch and take it with you to work. Better yet, fix your lunch and 2 snacks for work. Success tip no. 8. Eat a form of protein at each meal and as a snack. Protein, the most important nutrient of all. Your body is made of cells that are formed from proteins and amino acids. You should choose a portion of lean protein, such as chicken breast, ground turkey, egg whites, fish, or lean steak. Protein should be eaten with every main meal or spread out even with every 5 to 6 meals. Protein helps build lean muscle, repair tissue, hair, skin, and nails. A good protein source is a 100% whey protein powder that supplies good amino acids, an excellent source of calcium for the bones. Also, in addition to everything that's been discussed before, eating protein helps you burn more calories. Jeff Hampel, Ph.D., RD, a spokesman for the American Dietetic Association, says that, as protein is made up mainly of amino acids, which are harder for your body to break down, so you burn more calories getting rid of them. Just think, eating a protein-rich snack can help you lose weight. How about a few slices of turkey, or ham, or some string cheese? Eating protein will also help you feel full so that you are less likely to crave unhealthy snacks. Success tip no. 9. Drink a glass of water after each snack. Developing this little habit is a real secret when it comes to dieting success, which few people follow, but has a massive result on your diet. It will help you get in your 8 to 10 glasses of water each day, but it can also have other benefits. Ever feel hungry after eating a handful or standard serving of nuts? Try drinking water afterwards. The water will help you feel full and prevent overindulgence. Drinking water after a snack will also help remove the aftertaste from your mouth and can help curb your desire for more. Follow this little tip and develop it into a habit, then, before you know it, you will be where you want to be and at the weight you want to be. Success tip no. 10. Chew slowly and enjoy your food. Guaranteed, if you follow this little secret, You will feel full and more satisfied if you take the time to savor your food and chew it slower. Don't get in the habit of eating while standing or eating quickly. Sit down, preferably at the table, and chew. Eating slower like this will help you enjoy your food more. Pay attention to what it is you are actually eating and get a better sense of when you are actually full. Success tip no. 11. Eat your larger meals early in the day and smaller meals later. You will feel better and lose weight quicker if you eat a large breakfast and eat a smaller dinner. Also, as you have been asleep for hours, your body has been fasting, and earlier in the day is the best time to refuel and provide your body with the energy that is needed. You may also want to eat the majority of your carbs earlier in the day, saving a salad and lean meat protein for dinner. Eating larger meals during the part of the day when you are most active will help you to feel satisfied throughout the day and curb cravings for unhealthy snacks. Success tip no. 12. Consider eating salmon or tuna for breakfast. Yes, this may seem odd, but it is one way to work in omega-3 fatty acids that are good for you and add some variety to your daily diet. After a few months, you may tire of eating eggs and bacon for breakfast. Substituting fish will give you the protein and healthy fish oils you need. You can try canned salmon or tuna in croquettes for a healthier sausage substitute. Or you could simply eat cold leftover salmon the next morning with dill sauce. Success tip no. 13. Use lettuce leaves instead of bread. This tip can seem a bit odd at first, but if you try it, you will probably grow to love it. Instead of eating breads and buns with your sandwiches and hamburgers, why not try leaves of lettuce? You can make a double cheeseburger with onions, pickles, and tomato wrapped in a whole lettuce leaf. Or you can make tasty wrap sandwiches with lettuce instead of tortilla and bread. This will help increase your good carb and fiber intake while giving you more variety in your diet. Success tip no. 14. Eat fruit for dessert. Okay, we all want a little dessert sometime, but how do you have your dessert and your low-carb diet too? Why not try cheese with fruit slices or berries? Better yet, why not try cream with berries? You could even try sweet pineapples or strawberries with cottage cheese. Berries are sweet and high in fiber and nutrients, and dairy products are high in protein. If your low-carb plan will allow it, this is a sweet and tasty alternative to more sugary desserts. An added benefit is that the protein in the dairy products and the fiber in the fresh fruit will make these desserts more filling. Success tip no. 15. Skip fruit juice and eat fresh fruit. Fruit juice can be very tempting as a replacement for soda, but just how healthy is fruit juice? If you read the labels, you will soon realize that in many of the commercial juices available at your local grocery store, there is very little actual fruit juice. What you will find is lots of sugar, water, and other ingredients. And as we know that all the excess sugar that we consume, if not used, will convert into body fat. Why not skip the juice altogether and eat a fresh piece of fruit? Not only does fresh fruit contain less sugar than juice, fresh fruit has fiber that is good for you and will help you feel fuller longer. Success tip no. 16. Meal replacements in moderation. New innovative meal replacement shakes and protein bars go on the market almost every day. It is an estimated $20 billion a year industry, so it only makes sense. It is so convenient, and in this day and age of always being on the run, it is a lifesaver when trying to have a successful diet. These are all the tools of a successful diet, so make use of them, but keep it in moderation, as these products oftentimes contain high amounts of hydrogenated oil and sweeteners. So be careful. The bars especially may be only slightly healthier than a Snickers candy bar. Occasionally, they may not be that bad for you, but as a rule you probably don't want to indulge in more than 2 meal replacement shakes or bars every day. Success tip no. 17. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Low-carb donuts and muffins? You can find these prepackaged low-carb labeled goods at your neighborhood grocery store and at many low-carb lifestyle specialty shops. That does not mean that you should make a habit out of eating them. While low-carb pastries may be tempting, remember that they still contain all of the usual carbohydrate suspects, sugar or a sugar substitute, and flour. They may be healthier than your typical muffin as an occasional treat, but remember to stick with the basics for continued low-carb success. Success tip no. 18. At the grocery store, shop the outer aisles. It will be easier to stick with your low-carb lifestyle if you learn the one common thread in all grocery store designs: the healthy foods are on the perimeter aisles. Think about it. When you go into the grocery, all of the healthy stuff, fruits, vegetables, meats, and dairy products are arranged around the store's walls. You only rarely need to enter the center aisle areas in those few stores that stock butter and cheese in the center near the frozen foods. For the most part, all of the foods that you need for your low-carb diet can be found on the perimeter of the grocery store. Train yourself to start on one end of the outer aisle and work your way around. It will be much easier to avoid carb cravings and fill your basket with healthy items if you do so. Success tip no. 19. Invest in good recipe books. Can't figure out what to eat? Need some variety in your diet? Turn to a cookbook. Granted, not all recipes in a cookbook are low-carb fare, but you will be surprised at the number of low-carb and low-carb friendly recipes you can find in your standard Betty Crocker cookbook. Cookbooks are sometimes lifesavers and great reference tools that often contain handy tips on purchasing cuts of meat and preparing meats, fruits, and vegetables in new and exciting ways. Plus, new low-carb cookbooks are hitting the shelves all the time. So be sure to take advantage of these resources to try something new, different, and delicious. Success tip no. 20. Take a good multivitamin. We can't all do it right all of the time. Even the most conscientious food combiner may miss some healthy vitamins, minerals, and trace elements in their diets. To help make sure you get everything that you need, consider taking a good multivitamin. Check with your doctor first for recommendations, and you should be tested for anemia to see if you need a vitamin with iron. However, the longer you eat low carb and the more red meat you eat, the less anemia will be a problem, and you should be able to take vitamins with less iron. Your success is totally up to you. Assuming that you are an otherwise healthy individual, your body will do its part. Just remember to adhere to the low-carb diet plan that is right for you and add some variety to your meals to help you stay faithful to your health and weight loss goals. Conclusion. As we have reached the end of the 20 secrets to dieting success, it is important to realize that this list is not exhaustive and definitely not all there is to know about dieting success. The most important thing with any sort of dieting is consistency and setting goals. Without goals, you are headed for disaster, as you don't know where you are going or headed. Just saying "I want to lose weight" is simply not enough. You need to have a set number of where you want to get to and when you want to achieve it by. Only then will you achieve true and lasting dieting success. I hope you have enjoyed reading this book and learned all the tools with which to achieve your goal of dieting success. The key now is to implement what you have learned. Have fun, and let's make this diet a success.